Well, here it is, everyone. My delicious homemade turkey lasagna. And it looks yummy. I gotta wait like 30 minutes before I could slice it up because you never eat a lasagna as soon as it comes out of the oven. That's not the way to do it. So I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Yummy. So, good afternoon, everyone. I made a lasagna. It was a turkey lasagna, and it came out pretty good. The only thing I left out was first of all, I hate ricotta sauce. Ricotta is just like it just reminds me of like cream cheese or no, cottage cheese. I hate it. But I wanted to make the recipe good. I followed the recipe to a science and down to the very end. And basically, what I was trying to do was get all the ingredients that were supposed to, and I got all of them in. Basically, I'm going to leave a link to the description in the description below. Sorry, I didn't leave the link to the meat sauce, which I intend on doing as soon as I get through with this. But I also made some garlic bread. I'm going to leave the recipe for that as well. And yeah, it was what I got was I bought the ricotta fat free. Okay, you don't do that, man. You want to fuck up a recipe, a good shit. It only takes one ingredient to screw it up. You really don't taste the disgustingness of it because all the other ingredients are blended in, the herbs, the spices, and that takes it away. And also I got the, see, I use everything with no salt. So I'm not like, if I used every ingredient, if I incorporated every ingredient with, like the crushed tomatoes with salt, the tomato paste with salt, the whole milk mozzarella, the whole milk ricotta, then it would, and if I added meat to it instead of the turkey, which is supposed to really add meat, then you'd have one hell of a lasagna. But this was still good anyway, and I didn't bring out the whole tray because I'm not gonna be a pig in front of everybody. I know everybody loves that shit, but this is still good. The next day, so. An Italian bread. Basically, and vintage Dr. Pepper with the original sugar. The way they should make it. I made it years ago. But basically the lasagna, and I used to make it all wrong, man. I mean, I used to really fuck it up big time. This is good. What I would do is, in the past, I would cook the noodles in boiling water, which you're supposed to do, but I would leave it in there until they're, for like 10 minutes until the noodles look like spaghetti. And that's not the way you do it. They're supposed to be kind of hard. So you basically put it in for 4 minutes, and then you take it out, and then you layer the noodles. Also, when the lasagna's done, never cut it. As soon as it's, never cut it and eat it as soon as you got the, as soon as the lasagna's ready, because it's not gonna, you're gonna end up, everything's gonna be all mush. So you gotta wait like 40 minutes and then you cut it. wait for the sauces and the ingredients all to blend in one unit. And then you got it. So basically what I used was, I used turkey instead of meat. It's the same thing, man. It really tastes, the taste is delicious. The ricotta, mozzarella, a bunch of spices. One is very important to have is a fennel seed. That just takes it to another level. And an egg in the mixed in with the ricotta. 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, tomato sauce, and you got it. And the good thing about the food, this shit will last you, like, depending on what kind of an eater you are, this will last you about 3 days. Unless you're Matt Stoney, you know. So, I mean, you'll have, and it's, if you add it up with everything, the meat, sauce, whatever, it comes to like maybe close to $10. That's it. Whereas in a restaurant, it costs you, God knows how much, man. Really good. So next time, I'm going to make it with the ground beef. The part skin ricotta. I'm not going to use the whole thing. But see, I was always under the misconception that if you don't cook the noodles until they're done, like, you know, looking like spaghetti pasta, that, you know, they're going to be as hard as a rock when you bake it. That's not the case at all, man. No. Not at all. And man, let me tell you something. If you knew how I used to make this shit, but I would love it anyway. I would just put like the ground beef or the turkey, brown it, and just add tomato sauce or, you know, like, you know, a famous brand tomato sauce in there, like not ragu, but like Ray's. And then I would just, you know, I would make the noodles the way I just told you until they're done. Layer it, and just throw the meat and the sauce on there, and then buy the shredded mozzarella and put that on. But there's not enough, oh, excuse me, man. There's just not enough ingredients to make that last for a couple of days. I mean, I went through that in an hour. The whole thing was gone. So, garlic bread is good. And the garlic bread is real easy to make. Get yourself some garlic cloves. You know, put it in one of those food processors, or I've got like a little Ninja mincer, you know, food processor. It cost me like 15 bucks years ago. You just, you know, you put like 5 cloves in, mince that, use margarine or no salt, butter, whatever, and spread that butter on the Italian bread. And then put those little minced cloves on there, add some garlic powder, and some red pepper seeds, you know, the kind that you put on your pizza, and put a little bit of olive oil in a small pan, and put the bread in flat down, and, you know, smash it with your hand, pull it down with your hand every now and then. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes, and that's how it comes out. That's real garlic bread. Good shit, man. I'm cooking at home a lot more lately. You know, when you've been through 2 divorces, you're used to people, you know, woman cooking. You gotta learn to do this on your own now. Not that their cooking was any good to begin with. I was ordering out most of the time, but you know, I said to myself, hey, you know what? You gotta fetch for your own, bro. And cook for your own. And that's it. I might start doing these food challenges. I don't know if I want to get involved with that at my age, man. Because at my age, I'll probably fail them. I'm not like this guy Randy Santel or some of these other dudes. Every challenge it seems that every challenge that they attempt, they conquer it, no matter what. You know? And my success rate, I used to do these challenges. I have some video on the channel. I got through a few of them, but the real hard ones are rough. Like there was one called Jake's 5-pound cheesesteak. Oh man. Was in Philadelphia. Forget about it. Even Dave Brunelli, I don't know if you know him, he's another competitive eater. He's very, very good. He even failed it. And then he finally completed it. That's like his 3rd attempt. Oh. They didn't only want you to eat like a foot-long cheesesteak was like this big. But you had to eat a bunch of candies with it. And I forgot what it was. And pretzels, hot pretzels. And the manager, he knew I was going to fail it. You know, he kept coming around, oh, how you doing? How you doing? I was telling him, I almost tell him, like, listen, go fuck yourself. Get away from me because you know I'm at the verge of not completing this, so just get lost because I'm in a pissed off mood. And I end up throwing it up afterwards. It was good, but not easy. I've also noticed that, do you really, I mean, do you see, a lot of these people upload their eating challenges. You never see them upload one that they failed. It's always, or if they did fail it, they made sure they won't upload it. They don't want to look bad. I hate that shit. It's like trying to show that you're not human. Like I noticed the other day, a couple of weeks ago, I think Badlands Booker, he tried to break the peanut butter and jelly record ugh, I hate. I never. That's like, you know, that's like a childhood, you know, pet peeve. I think I smelled that in first grade or something, and from that day on, I just ugh. Just the sight of jelly with peanut butter on a piece of white bread. Ugh. I couldn't even finish one, or I wouldn't even attempt one. But getting back to Booker, he failed it and he posted it. You know, that's cool. He was trying to break Matt Stoney's record, or I think Stoney did 7 or 8 in like a minute. How the fuck? And then I see Booker doing these chugs. I know this guy since I came in with him in competitive eating. We both started together in 1997. We did the Nathan's contest. I think I mentioned him. I said, I know him for years. Years. I was at his house. We did put together my CD back about 10 years ago. He was a good guy, man. I've had the bad word to say about anybody. The only eater that pissed him off was Dale Boone. That fucking... He never got me upset. I just laugh at him. Well, when I saw Booker at the City Field contest, this was a couple of months ago, I mentioned to him, I said, I think the only guy, competitive eater that ever pissed you off was Boone. Because usually Booker, he'll shake anyone's hand. But this was like a Russian pelmeni, like the dumplings. The contest was in 2003. And he had some problems you know, Boone is like, the guy is mentally fucking deranged, man. He has some serious issues. We all know that. So he went over to shake Booker's hand, but they had an issue in Buffalo about a month prior. And Booker just walked away from him. Just like I said, wow. Well, I was like, wow, so Booker never do that to anyone. So a few minutes later, I go over to Booker's buying something to eat on a truck. I said, what happened with you and Boone? Before I could even finish the sentence. He says, man, I was going to fuck that guy up. I've never heard him talk like that. He said something about me being soft. Booker was trying to break up a fight in Buffalo between Boone and this other guy, Coon Dog, O'Karma. Because Boone was doing all kinds of shit. So I think they grabbed his coonskin or hat and they threw it. One of the guys, Boyd Balat, the late Boyd Balat, he passed away a few years ago. He grabbed the hat and he threw it in the river, in the lake. Well, and then Boone was calling them at 4 in the morning, the competitors, so hopefully he could, you know, he could play with their heads and they wouldn't get any sleep. He would go through anything to cheat or, you know, any kind of tactic to have an edge. That's why I would wear those overalls, because you hide the food in there. So yeah, that was funny. He said, Booker tried to break up the fight, and then I think Boone said to him, you know, you're soft, man, you know, and that's what happened. He's the only eater, or actually the only cheater, I call him, that could piss off a guy like Booker. Incredible. Oh, good. So I had a fork coming up. Anyhow, if you like what you just saw, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and I will be back with another video for you very soon.